computer.
In progress.
Okay. Um, go to this right here. Sure. Class not found. Weird. Okay. Um, little glitch here, so I don't know why that is, but we'll just go back to classroom and we'll press this. Okay. Might be that I have too many documents open. Two of those. That's nice. Okay, so homework. All right, we'll turn that. Look at that. Yeah, this is interesting. I don't even see, unless I have a bad signal, I can't see the work.
Like all we
So
need
you
to do
turned
is
it.
put the homework on that one page and then like make some edits, which mine was already like simplified enough, and like do the and then copy and paste like the text of the two like individuals.
So which one is it here? Is it this first one or second one?
Um
Oh, it's both of them. Yeah, that's okay. It's both of them. Okay, so you guys were to copy down this. Now, you know where I got this essay from? I got it from this right here. This is the Advanced Placement uh, English Literature and Composition Premium book because I wanted you to see what a level 6 out of 6 was. And what did you think about Mary Beth's essay? What did you think about it?
it was like really it was like really good. It was like some places were like advanced in
They use like
particular
a lot of
areas.
various figurative languages. It's
It
like
was like when I see like the figurative language, I don't really like know how to interpret it. Like most of the times I don't even know what it means, so I don't really know what's right. Like figurative
Oh,
languages.
okay. So, in other words, it was sort of informative when you read her essay that you could understand some of these things for your own use later on.
Yeah.
Nice. What do you think about the any differences between the your own writing and Mary Beth's vocabulary, sentence structure, reading level?
Her like sentence structures are like way more like we're like kind of like more organized than mine. Like yeah.
Okay.
And
So she, how about yourself?
I'm like it was more simple, but like they use a lot of figurative languages that were complex. But like for example, they said like they referred a sentence to a mantra, which was like really
Yeah.
like which is like a figurative language. I was like, I don't really know how to interpret figurative languages, but they use it, so I'm pretty sure that's how they got a 6. But
Yeah. So was it necessarily how big her words were that contributed to her score of a 6? Or was it the way that she arranged the ideas in a way that you could understand and follow?
yeah,
it was the array of interpretation that she used to like highlight her points in her essay. Uh,
Okay, so I want you to practice this. Say it was her interpretation of the content that made the difference. So notice now, I don't mean to pick on your speech, but I'm going to use that as an example. Okay, is that okay if I use your talking as an example? Okay. Used a lot of words to explain that thought, right? It's her array of interpretation, and then I forget what the rest of it was. But all you were trying to say was her interpretation was effective and contributed to a high score, right? So I'm kind of curious. And thank you for participating in that. Let's take a look at, I didn't even look at this ahead of time, what kind of reading level this might be at. Um, I
I
still
looked in
think it's kind of,
Hemingway. I looked in Hemingway. There was like oh, my essay.
no, I'm talking about Mary Beth. So let's take
Oh,
a look here.
it was like grade 10 or 9, I think.
No, it's 12.
Oh, oh, it
It
was.
was grade 12, actually. Yeah.
Wait, I don't know. I didn't check them solely. I just checked them like together.
Oh, oh, the
Yeah.
whole thing.
Mhm. Because like I
Yeah.
feel the second one was a little more simple, but it was also they also scored a 6. But yeah.
Yeah. It also scored a 6, right? Yeah, here
Mhm.
it goes. A 6. It scored a 6. So let's take a look here. Let's,
Yeah, the second one was like way simpler. No,
yeah.
actually, never mind. It's like kind of advanced too. But I mean, no, not really. It's kind of like more advanced or like, no, I think same. So like, yeah.
Okay. Let me see here. Grade 9. Yeah, you're right about that. Now, there's still a lot of problems here, right? And I think part of this could be just the fact that he's under pressure. They're both under pressure because they're taking the AP exam, right? But I want to read you something. Did you catch what I sent you in the homework? There was a let's see here. That's wrong class. Okay, that's fine. Let's look at the instructions here. I'm trying to find it. So just give me a second here. I think it's kind of important. Okay, this comes from the same advanced placement guide. Now, this is what some like expert readers have to say about students writing where it's over, like they're using huge words. So this is from page 37. Steer clear. Okay, avoid showy words. Should be showing. All right, steer clear of fancy, elaborate, and overblown words. This admonition may seem hard to live by when you are trying to impress AP essay readers with your intellect and sophistication. Does that sound like either one of you? Have you ever been guilty of that in your life? Trying to impress your teacher, your
What does
parents?
admonition mean?
Um, Advice or direction, guidance. When you admonish somebody, you're strongly telling them how to do something. So, does this remind you? Have you ever tried to impress anybody with your intellect and sophistication?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
because
what I write.
I thought like
That's what I write.
AP like essay readers like the individuals like view the essay do want like highly sophisticated words, but that's why I put like really highly sophisticated, like highly like intellectual like a long like a complex like syllable like words. Yeah.
Wait a minute, though. This is an AP guide right here talking. So I think it's disagreeing with you on that. It's saying this admin, okay, get nothing. Okay, so let's see. Let's start over again. Steer clear of fancy, elaborate, and overblown words. What it's saying is don't use elaborate and overblown and fancy words. This admonition may seem hard to live by when you are trying to impress AP essay readers or teachers or parents with your intellect and sophistication. Get nothing, truly nothing. Oh, yeah, this should be yet. Yet nothing, truly nothing conveys your erudition. In other words, your sophistication, your smarts, your intellect, better than ideas clearly expressed in ordinary language. Now, let's stop right there. Do you see how I'm trying to get you to use ordinary language?
Mhm.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Cushy, is that true?
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, it's not just the big words, it's long sentences where remember when you watch the video, she said avoid long introductions. Right. AP essay readers are old hands at spotting pretentiousness. That's all it is. Look how smart I am. Look how big the words I have. Um, will get no extra credit for an essay crammed with exotic, multisyllabic words used for no other purpose than to sound exotic and multisyllabic. Likewise, don't drop literary terms into your essay without explaining their function in the poem or passage you're analyzing. Some students, thinking that an array of literary terms makes them appear insightful, may toss literary words and phrases willy nilly into each essay. No doubt, literary terms are important, but use them only when you have a good reason for doing so. AP, it should say readers, have coined the derogatory term lit speak for essays crowded with pointless literary terms. And in short, should say in short. I did voice to text to create this because I had to read it right off this book into this. In short, avoid lit speak. So explain to me, what is lit speak? Why is that so bad?
What's let's speak?
Yeah, what's lit speak?
Um, is it like when um I'm not sure, is it like highly academic like words or is it like a specific site? Like, yeah.
What do you mean by specific site?
It's like a primary source. No, actually not primary source, um like
Oh,
a specified source. Yeah.
no, not really. Look at it here. It kind of defines it up here already. So,
It's a derogatory it's a
Oh, derogatory. Does it mean like the like the like words that are like inappropriate in a way?
you mean inappropriate.
not necessarily inappropriate, but how does it describe it here? For essays crowded with what? Pointless literary terms.
Yeah. They're feudal in a way.
Feudal? What do you mean feudal?
It's like pointless in a way.
Oh, oh, futile.
Yeah.
That's not okay. So again, futile is when you're trying to do something. Let's define futile.
When you're trying to do something, but it's like your attempt is not, it's like it's not even worth it because it's like so feudal. It's like pointless in a way. It's kind of like when you're what you're like. It's like a verb in a way. Like that's it's kind of
But
like
it
imposing
doesn't generate
character.
like a any like convert. It doesn't like, provide any like a useful effect to your to the, like the reader. The like all the like the words that contain like fluff there's like no effect like in writing it because you will like it's like you're just putting an extra word because like the end result will like result in like this like the same I can't really explain like it'll result in the same score because like even if you use like overcomplicated words like when you write like or like original words I mean like ordinary like language then you would still like potentially like, receive the same score. Yeah.
Can you say what you just said in one sentence and as simply as possible? What is lit speak?
Like overly complex like words
Yeah, with no purpose, with no
or
purpose other than to impress.
yeah.
That's all. They're not used for any reason other than to impress. They don't serve any purpose in the essay.
Mhm.
And so, are you beginning to here's the key question. Are you beginning to recognize that in your own writing? Because it's not judging you. This is looking at are writing. It's all about writing. So are you starting to recognize this in your own writing?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So we need to start to get rid of that. It's not helping. If anything, it's hurting. Now, I have a question. Your teachers let you get away with this? They didn't tell you like they didn't give you a lower grade because of it? I mean, I'm not saying to
Oh,
be
they did.
mean. They did.
Yeah.
Okay, like an A minus, a B plus, C. Like how
Um,
much did it
we had
affect
like
your
a
grade?
grading system
It was like
of
out
like
of four. What
one,
teacher
a
was
one,
four?
2, 3, 4, and like
I
4 was
received
like being the
three
highest grade,
usually.
but and I received 3 if I wrote like too overcomplicated words. Yeah,
And they said
Okay.
be more concise and stuff. They used to type.
like simpler language and stuff. Yeah,
What did you think of all that? Did you think they just didn't know what they're talking about, or it was just too much of a habit? Like you're so used to it.
yeah,
Yeah, what? Like you're just used to it?
yeah. Like I have, yeah, I customer like use like complex words.
Okay. Now, last question, and I promise I'll stop asking questions for a while because I think that drives teenagers crazy. Like, mom asks so many questions. Am I teacher? Like, leave me alone. Like, tell me something, right? So, last question is, are we doing anything in these sessions to help you to move away from that so you can recognize that? Be honest with me, because maybe I need to take a step back and take a different approach, right? Seems like you're starting to get the hang of it, but I don't know. That's just me, but that's not really so. What are your thoughts on that?
Um, I'm like, yeah, I'm like starting to kind of simplify my words, but like I'm obviously like still using complex words.
Cobbler's words? You mean complicated words?
Okay, yeah, I said complex, yeah.
Yeah. You kind of love words, don't you?
Mhm.
Yeah.
I love to like impress the audience. That's the only way. The only
Yeah.
reason I use advanced words. But yeah.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I like wouldn't
Yeah.
use.
I
Otherwise, they're
love
just
your
like simple.
honesty. I love your honesty. That is so refreshing. Um, but okay, it's kind of like a sugar drug. It's hard to quit sugar, isn't it? Like for me, I'm trying to quit sugar. It's so hard because it feels so good to have sugar. You know, to have a little chocolate donut, a little ice cream here and now, here and then. But guess what? When I look at this thing right here in my stomach, it's kind of like out there. I'm not gonna like show you the whole stomach because that'd be kind of weird, right? But take my word for it. My stomach is bigger than it should be, and your writing is gonna eventually suffer. So I want you, wouldn't it be nicer to impress your teachers and yourself and your mom with how impressive your thinking is, how clear you're writing,
And I also wanted
so they
like
can
simple
truly
wording,
see
'cause,
what's
yeah,
that?
because they like wanted like simple wording because they have like too many students to like, yeah.
Yeah. It's
They
gonna
have
be like too
like
hard for them to
they
like
have like
understand
a
what the
multi they
content's
have like a
about.
multitude of like individuals that they like don't have the time to like read one person's like really complex like
It's also
wording.
like writing
It'd be easier
complex
for them
words
if
is
they wrote
really
like simple wording. Yeah.
like writing
Wait,
like
stop right there for a second. You just said something like really incredible because I was telling your mom that your teachers are all really good. I'm sure they are. But I think that maybe their classes are so big that they don't really like, okay, here's the reality. Are there students in your class that the teacher wishes would just pick up a pen and write,
Yeah.
right? Then here comes Mayuri and Kushi, and they're completing the assignment. They're putting a lot of words into it. They're actually making sense. You're making sense in some ways, right? But I'm
Mhm.
wondering if they just are so overwhelmed that they're not giving you the attention you really deserve to say to you, I'm sorry, we need to fix this. I know as a teacher, I don't always have the time because I have 20, 30 students, right? It's hard unless you give up your lunch break or have the student come after school or before school, right?
Mhm.
So, okay, enough about that. What else in the homework? Um, Talk to me about the exercises that you did in terms of the book. There was just one page or a couple pages I had you do. Um, See, we're going to go to this. And that's the wrong place. Last work, concise writing, homework, boom, 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 boom. This control is driving me crazy. Okay, instructions, there we go. It's better. Page 27. Well, let's just look at some of your work. I think that'd be the best thing to do. All right, so I'm going to look here. Student work right there. Turned in. So I don't see your book work here. The elements of style. So maybe it's something we need to search elsewhere for. Yeah, it should be right here called elements of style. Um, just wondering if we did that. Let's see, edit.
I wrote it on my book. If you're I wrote it on page
Oh, you
27.
you wrote it on your
Wait,
book.
did
Okay.
I need to type it there?
Well, it's better if you do so that we can look at it. But I'll just ask you now. For now, it's okay for now. Did you have any questions on that?
I think it was just like disassembling the sentences into like it was like one whole sentence, like one whole like bunch of sentences into one paragraph. So I just disassembled it and then like I made it more
I can type
concise.
in the chat.
Yeah,
Yeah, there.
Or are you going to type it in the chat?
Yeah.
me too. I already typed it before, but I thought like
Yeah, but I don't want you to take some extra. I don't want you to take a lot of extra time for that, only because, oh, okay. It happened one day at noon when I when I was going towards my boat that I was exceedingly surprised with the print of a man's naked foot on the shore, which was very plain to be seen in the sand. This was very plain. Nice. Okay, this was very plain in appearance to be seen. Okay, so Myria, we're going to need your help here. So when I do this, it's kind of like a workshop style. We're going to take this moment here and we're going to put this in the document, the class document. Okay, so give me a second. That little thing is just not what I like. Session document. Okay, wrong class. It's right here. Okay. Okay, so let's look at this. Okay, here's our document. Oh, get out of there. Okay. 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 Let me blow this up. Ooh. All right. It happened one day about noon when I was going towards my boat. Okay. So Cushy, I mean, both of you. I know this is Cushy's right now. Um, how can we,
But we did the same thing. Yeah.
yeah, the same thing? Exactly?
Yeah, it's
Oh, yeah, kind of because like we disassembled it, but like instead of consequently for her, I did subsequently. I mean,
Okay.
yeah.
I'm listening. I'm listening. Um, you acted, or just added subsequently. All right. But remember, break up the following long sentence into short ones, eliminating words. So we need to get rid of words and adding connectives as you deem necessary. So connectives would be transitions. So do you mind if I work on this and we work on this together? All right. So it happened one day about noon when I was going towards my boat that I was exceedingly surprised with the print of a man's naked foot on the shore. Okay. Is it necessary to say exceedingly? Because let's try to get rid of adjectives. Yeah, exactly. Let's get rid of that.
She could have said enlightened
Enlightened?
or
No, enlightened is not the proper word. Enlightened means it's when you have a spiritual awakening about something in life. It's usually a religious term.
or she could have said astonished or yeah, like instead of surprised, astonished. She gets that, but yeah.
Okay, but here's the thing. You're actually giving me a bigger word. So we're trying to get rid of words or get rid of modifiers. Um, so surprised, I think, is more is as basic as we want it to be. Could say
Mhm.
even say startled.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
It happened one day about noon when I was going towards my boat. Um, okay, remember the video? She said, put the verb here in the front. Okay, just kind of focus here. Focus on this right here. It happened one day about noon when I was going towards my boat that I was surprised with the okay. Who's doing the action here?
oh I.
The person, she said I
I,
was going.
right?
Yeah, as a subject, was the bird.
No, was going.
I mean, was going.
Was going. Yeah. Okay, so let's move this to the front.
Wait, I don't get it. What's supposed to go in the front?
Oh, yeah, that's a good question. The subject, the person or thing that takes the action.
Oh,
Okay.
so like
I was go
going to
I'm
the
listening.
boat, like when it happened one day about noon.
Okay. But here's the thing. Do we normally speak by saying it happened one day that I got um
No.
that I bought ice cream. We just say I bought ice cream yesterday. This it happened one day is so many unnecessary words, right? Um one
Are you like
day,
trying to generalize it or what?
one day at noon. It's not that you're generalizing, you're taking out extra words. So in a sense, you're
She's
you're
not.
you're maintaining the
Oh,
specificity of it. Like one day at noon. So I was going towards my boat one day at noon. See that?
mm.
I was surprised with the print by. It's not with, it should be by, right? Maybe a man's naked foot on the shore. Okay, that was very plain in appearance to be seen in the sand. Okay, what can we get rid of here? So, um, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Let's get rid of 4 words here. So what words should we definitely keep in this part of the sentence? What should you keep?
This was very plain. Like this was like very
No,
like
give
plain.
me individual words. Give me individual words.
This and then this was very plain to be seen in the sand.
You just gave me everything. Okay. Okay, that's a good start. I like that. Okay, let's go with that.
I took 5 words out. Yeah.
Yeah, give me a second. Okay, so we took out that. All right. Why do we have to have the verb to be here?
No, I said like the things that you take out is appearance to be seen. Yeah.
Is that enough, or do you mean this to see?
Yeah. Yeah.
This was very plain to see in the sand, right? So I stood like one thunderstruck, or as if I had seen an apparition. A thunderstruck what? I stood like one thunderstruck, or as if I had seen an apparition. Okay.
Wait, has to
In
be
this
like
part,
thunderstruck something?
give me a second. In this part here, I want only 3 words. We need to get, we only can keep 3 words right here. What 3 words should we keep?
So a student apparition.
No, right here. Right here. Just this
Oh,
right here.
I said thunderstruck.
Perfect. How do we come up with that? Remember the IVF. Identify the subject, the verb, and the finished thought. Perfect. I stood. We can keep so. So I stood thunderstruck. Okay, let's work on the next part here. Or as if I had seen an apparition. Can we get rid of any words here?
Uh,
Or like
like as I had seen, like you can just say or like an apparition or something. I don't know.
well, it needs to have as if I had seen. So I think we'll keep that. I listened. I looked around me. Let's see.
But that one says
I list.
or I had seen. Isn't it? Or if I or like as if I had seen.
Yeah, yeah, that's right. As if I had seen. That's right. Thank you. Give me a second. I have to turn on the air conditioning. I'm like cooking in this place. Um, no, don't do that. Okay, finally, I have some air. Okay, sorry, I can't focus when I'm doing that. Okay, I listened. I looked around me. I could hear nothing nor see anything. Um, I went up to a rising ground to look further. I looked, I listened, I looked. Okay. I listened, looked around, right? Because obviously, if you're looking around yourself, right? Can we shorten this,
Yeah.
however? Can
Um,
we get a shorter word for that?
But
Yes. But I could hear nothing.
isn't
Oh,
however more formal?
yes, yes.
Uh,
But I could hear or see anything. This is not right. I think the
But
original
I could,
sentence,
but I could not hear or see anything.
yes, but couldn't.
Oops.
Okay, do you have to say I? But couldn't.
Oh, isn't
But
I could
doesn't
hear
that
nothing
sound
or
informal?
Um,
Because it's like
no,
I
hear
could.
nothing is not formal. Hear nothing is okay. I could hear nothing or couldn't hear anything. So I couldn't hear. Yeah, I think you were right. You combined, you put here, couldn't hear or see anything, right? Okay, what do you think about this sentence? Is it better? Now notice you took out the semicolons, which I like. That was really good because those semicolons, they just force the
they're
reader.
like really run on in a way.
Yes, and it forces the reader to have to carry all these thoughts. Okay, he means this, but this, and this, and this. We don't give the reader a chance to process, right? And that's what you need to do occasionally by adding a period, right? Consequently, um, I went up to a rising ground to look farther. Okay. Then you put a period there, which I like. So now here we are with this sentence here. I went up the shore and down the shore, but it was all one. Now, I think you meant shore here. How can you combine this? Do you need to say the shore twice?
No.
Like I
Maybe
maybe
I went up and down the shore.
I escalated up
Yeah, I
and
have to
down the
go up
shore.
and down the shore.
Don't put escalated. That is a huge word. That we're doing the opposite. We need simpler words,
Oh, I went up
smaller
and down the
words.
shore. Yeah.
I went up and down the shore. Perfect. But it was all one. Let me see. I could see no other impression but that one. I went to see it again to see if there were any more. Okay. What's unneeded right here? Just this part right here. What can we get rid of? I went to see it again to see if there were. It's like me saying, I went to my computer so I could open it up so I could do my work. I went to. Too many twos, right?
Like I went like um I went to like I went to see if there are any more.
I went to see if there were any more. Yeah, you know what? Actually, I made a mistake there because I misread it. I went to it again to see if there were any more.
Any more what?
I don't, yeah, I don't think that's a problem anymore. Yeah, that's what I'm asking too. Let's keep reading.
Why'd you say
And to
and observe it might not be my fancy?
Yeah, not my. What does that mean? Uh,
and
I
to
thought
observe if it might not. Oh, you know what that means? My fancy is my imagination. So he's trying to say here, he's seeing
says
something, but he's not
genuity.
sure. I'm
His
not
like
sure. You said generally, genuinity,
his ingenuity, his like
ingenuity.
creativity, or his imagination, his depiction.
No, okay. My fancy is my imagination. It's
Oh,
when you imagine something that's not real. So he's trying to say here, he's looking for whatever it is, but he's not so sure. It might just be his own imagination playing tricks on him. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Couldn't you just say like it might not be like my imagination? Like
Yeah, but there's this part here. He went for the
And like this was
purpose.
not perceived as my imagination, he could have said.
It's not that he didn't perceive it as his imagination. It might be his imagination. So I went to it again to see if there were any more to observe. So he's trying to make sure it's not his imagination by looking. It's those two thoughts together. It's not just it's not my imagination. It's more. I went to see to make sure it wasn't me just imagining it. See what I'm saying?
mhm.
And to observe, really, that's okay. So again, let's get a simpler word for observe. What's a three-letter word for observe?
See.
To see.
Yes, yes.
Mhm.
I went to see it again to see if there were any more. It's just too much. I went to it again to see if there were any more.
You could have just said I wanted to see if there were any more. But I feel it would be better if it's not I went to it again.
There's too
I
many
could have
to
just said, I
sees.
want to see if there were any more.
There's like too many to sees in that sentence.
You should say like observe.
Yeah, observe. Yeah. And
You
somewhere
like
there.
observed?
Or like it's like
I
too
mean,
many to
if
see.
you
I want
wanted
to
to, you said like to see. Yeah, yeah.
Okay, we're going to stick with this right now because let's ask ourselves, what is he really saying? And let's forget looking at the sentence. This is a good trick right now. So let's read the sentence, see what he's trying to say in our own words, and we'll put our own words in its place. So I went to see it again to see if there were any more. So he went to see if there were any more of these appearances just to be sure it wasn't just his imagination, right?
Mhm.
So I'm going to put I looked again to see if this figure was just my imagination. That's what I think this is saying in my own words. I looked again to see if this figure was just my imagination.
Yeah.
Okay. However, there was no room for that, for there was exactly the very print. Okay, what does he mean by there was no room for that? What is that referring to? This is a good reading exercise, by the way.
there was like there was like no time to like use his imagination.
It wasn't that there was no time to use his imagination. There was no room for,
There was like no use for imagination. It was like he wanted to like embrace the reality in a way.
yeah, I'm, that's a possibility. Oh, let's read further. For there was exactly the very print of a foot, toes, heel, and every part of a foot. What he's saying here, there's no room for it being his imagination. You know what I'm saying? Like, for example, if I see who's a famous person like Beyonce, right? If you wake up in the morning and on your desk in your room, there's a note that says, "Hey, Myri, proud of you for your hard work, Beyonce," right? It's like handwritten note. And you're thinking to yourself, wait a minute, I just fell asleep like an hour ago. I just woke up. I found this note, but isn't Beyonce in Australia right now on world tour? So there's no room for that. That's just my imagination.
You're kind of saying it's like almost unbelievable in a way.
I what I think he's actually saying here is that is
There's like a
referring
notion
to,
that's not true. Like it's there's a notion that it's like not really factual in a way.
yes, he's saying that. So this right here, this word that, it's referring to whatever he's seeing being his imagination. How do we know this? Because he tells you right here, for there was exactly the very print of a foot, toes, heel. In other words, he's saying here it was real. I could see every part of it. Therefore, it's there's no room for it being my imagination. Does that make sense? There's no room for that conclusion.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So this is a pretty cool lesson here because this is how you have to read literature. It's really confusing. Um, we're also, so how can we say this? However, there's no room for that. Okay, here's what I'd like you to do. In the chat, I would like you to put this in your own words, given what we understand about what that means. So feel free to reinterpret this sentence, just starting from scratch. Explain what he means to us in your own words.
That one sentence.
Yes. I mean, yeah, try to do it one sentence.
Okay.
Let me grab some water. I'll be right back. I'll stop sharing for a second because I want to kind of look at this on my own as well.
I'm done.
Okay, go ahead and put it in the chat. Let's take a look. However, imagination was a term that could not be used in this scenario. This notion was not factual. Embedded on the silky, milky colored sand was the very print of a foot, toes, heel, and every constituent of a foot.
Wait, I thought it was supposed to be simple.
Yeah, Cushy, you made it kind of complicated. But what I like, here's the thing. I like how your thinking is very clear. So we got to be careful here. Yes, Mr. Shaw is trying to teach you how to use simpler terms and to shorten things. But what I love about this, Cushy, is it very clearly understands what was meant by the word that and why it was not part of his imagination. So, if we had more time, obviously I would say, okay, let's change this word. Let's change that word. And it's kind of literate or literary as well. Silky, milky colored. Very nice.
But mine
Myri,
is like really simple.
nevertheless, there was no room for such an imagination, for there was potentially the very print of a foot, toes, heel, and every part of a foot. Okay, this here, I like how concise it is. Can we
I could
make
have
it
made
more
it
concise?
really like descriptive, yeah.
Descriptive, yeah, we could make it more concise.
You could have displayed a vivid description of it, but I mean,
Yeah,
I was
I
trying
would
to
have
be
like said it
concise.
like, yeah.
But that's not
Oh
our
yeah.
purpose right here. That's not our goal right here. But here's the thing. Um, such an imagination. It almost seems like such an imagination is everything that came before it. When really what we're talking about is the fact that it was made up. There's no room for that. The fact that it was just my imagination, there's no room for that. So I would change this simply, there was no room for the thought that it was just my imagination. Does that make sense? Does that make sense?
Yeah, I could make it like more like my sisters if you want.
Wait. No, don't go there. Um, I just want to change that little thing because I think yours is actually pretty concise and I want to keep it that way. Are you talking about potentially the very print of a foot or an actual foot? I don't think he's saying potentially here. There
Oh, then it was like,
was, there was exactly, not potentially, there was.
mhm.
He had no doubt that this was a real foot. That's why he said there's no room for that, meaning no room for me imagining this. Makes sense?
Yeah.
I know it's tough because I'm putting you guys on the spot and I'm having you work real quickly. So, anyway, this is good work. What I want you to do, here's the homework because I have to leave. I have another meeting and then I have to like go to sleep. Let's see here. So, the homework, let's put it in the chat. If I find some copy work for you, fine, I will. But I'm running out of time for the week because it's getting kind of scary. I'm having to pack and I haven't even started yet. So I'm gonna probably freak out in a couple days. Um, so there's no office hour on Friday, just so that or Saturday rather, because I'll be in Denver and they don't want me to do any other work outside of what I'm supposed to be doing while I'm in Denver. Okay. So I'm gonna be gone Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Okay. Your homework is to revise. I'll see you again in a couple days, so don't worry. I'll see you. Homework, revise your twins essay so that it reads at a 12th grade reading level.
Okay.
And I would add to that, what will help you is reviewing the definitions of simple, complex, compound, and compound complex. Do you remember when we went over those differences? Do you remember when we went over the differences between compound, complex, simple, compound,
Yeah.
complex? Okay,
Mhm.
that's going to be located over here in week 4 under concise writing, I think. For some reason, it kind of got messed up here. So they're down here where it says Sharon plays basketball every afternoon. Sharon plays basketball every afternoon and he practices free throws after dinner. I got to go to another meeting. Otherwise, I'm going to try to fix this, but I would look here. And here's the thing, try to avoid any of these. Get rid of all these compound complex. Maybe have 1 or 2. Try to get rid of those. Try to put as many of these simple sentences as possible. Then just
I meant to make it like a 12th grade reading level.
a what level?
A 12th grade reading level.
Yeah. But also to make it more understandable. Because reading level doesn't necessarily mean you can understand it. It just means that the words and the sentence structure is simpler. But your reader still can be really confused. Okay. That's where you need those simple sentences. You need transitions. Read your words out loud. Right?
Mhm.
All right. So don't laugh at me. I wasn't picking my nose. I went like that.
Mhm.
All right. I'll see you girls on Wednesday.
Okay. Bye.
Take care.